Good evening. I am Adrienne Thompson, Project Director of the Chicago Musical Pathways Initiative. I am so happy to welcome you to CMPI's Juneteenth celebration. As you recall, June 19th was a transformational day. It announced that those enslaved in Texas were then emancipated. Today, we will introduce you to young musicians whose lives have been transformed through the mentorship and financial resources that CMPI provides. You will hear them perform works by composers of color. You will be impressed with their skill and with their dedication to the hard work required to become a professional musician. You will learn more about their experiences and the journey they have undertaken to achieve their dreams. And in the future, you will also see them transform the world of American classical orchestras so that it will no longer be true that while people of color make up about 40% of the population, they are less than 15% of orchestral musicians, with less than only 1.2% of musicians being Black and only 1.5% being Latinx. You will also have the treat tonight of hearing world-renowned musicians Xavier Foley and Joseph Conyers perform for you. Both Xavier and Joseph walked the same path that our musicians are on now and have risen to the top of the classical music world. We want to thank the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation for their support in making CMPI possible. And tonight, we are also grateful to the Julian Family Foundation for their sponsorship of our Juneteenth celebration. Thank you as well to Merit School of Music, Chicago Youth Symphony Orchestras, Chicago Sinfonietta, DePaul University, Chicago High School of the Arts, Ravinia Festival, Chicago Symphony Orchestra, Hyde Park Suzuki Institute, and the Musical Arts Institute for being part of our circle of support. And we want to thank all of our generous sponsors and supporters who have joined us in making tonight's Juneteenth event possible. All of us, including you who are with us tonight, are so excited by the positive change we have seen since we launched our program just 2 years ago. Tonight, you will see how our village of staff, teachers, mentors, and partners within the CMPI community have joined together to support our fellows and ensure that each and every student is able to grow and thrive in their musical development. CMPI fellows have been accepted to the finest conservatories and university music schools. They have won performance and competition awards and been accepted into highly competitive camps and ensembles. And once they have launched onto this pathway of musical growth, we know that the sky's the limit. Tonight, I want to invite you to become part of the village that keeps CMPI's young musicians on the path towards success as they diversify the field of classical music. Your gift truly makes a difference and will contribute to tonight's $25,000 fundraising goal. You can donate quickly and easily by texting CMPI to 41444 or by clicking the donate button at the top of your screen. Thank you again for joining us, and I know you will enjoy tonight's program.
Hello everyone, my name is Xavier Foley, and I am a double bassist and composer. If it wasn't for the talent development program, I wouldn't be a double bassist and composer today. Being part of the talent development program meant being able to take lessons at such an early age as of 11, which is really, really important because it set me up for the future I have today. I've also been able to go to summer music festivals like the Eastern Music Festival and Perlman's Music Festival in Shelter Island. I am forever grateful of those involved in the talent development program. One of those who was part of the talent development program, her name is Adrienne Thompson, who is a fantastic leader, and she is now running the Chicago Music Pathways Initiative. So knowing that Adrienne is taking the mission of the talent development program is to transform lives musically like mine so I can do things like compose and perform professionally, I'm pretty sure that it is a no-brainer to support the Chicago Music Pathways Initiative so those who are young in Chicago can have transformation like I did in Atlanta. Thank you again. My name is Xavier Foley, and please support the Chicago Music Pathways Initiative. You can change a life or two through the power of music.
There was a school trip that I had taken in elementary where we had all gone to a pretty long concert, I'd say. And the first thing I noticed when looking over the balcony was there wasn't a lot of diversity among the orchestral musicians. And there was a soloist in the middle that was just playing with playing that I can't even describe. It sounded like an angel's voice singing, because I don't think I've ever experienced such wonderful sounds come out of the violin than in that moment. And one thing that I wanted to do was, my first thought looking at the stage was, if no one else is willing to go on that stage to show them that us musicians exist and we deserve also an opportunity to play amongst the greatest, if no one else is going to do it, I will. So that way I can show them that it's possible.
So when Andre joined CMPI, we felt he was already playing good. But when he started working with the assigned teacher, Mr. King, under CMPI, we really started to hear the difference in the way he's sounding when he's playing. We also felt the confidence that he now has when he's playing, even when he's playing for other people like our family members. It's so different now than before.
It's been invaluable to me because without the constructive criticism, I think I probably wouldn't even have made a tenth of the progress I've made if it weren't for that.
I didn't think that my son would have this opportunity to really have a chance to fulfill his dream. Looking back, I know that he has a gig for music, but we never had an opportunity to even send him for a formal lesson. What CMPI has opened up as far as opportunity for Andre is, first and foremost, a formal training that will guide him, because it's one thing to know that you have the desire to do it. It's another thing to get mentored and really be trained. And I know that without CMPI, he would not have this opportunity. But CMPI has allowed him to have like formal lessons, even have workshops with professional musicians that were giving him insights, and we also listened during those workshops. And I think it is giving Andre and kids like him an insight on what the future holds for them and what CMPI can offer. And we're really, really thankful for this opportunity. I think a lot of things has opened up for Andre and the other kids because of CMPI.
I think one of the main ways that CMPI has helped me grow is by just providing access to so many, like not only the mentors like in the CMPI program, but also professional musicians from the Chicagoland area and also from like around the world this year, since we've been online and we've been able to work with more people virtually. So I think that just being able to have this constant like interaction with people who are working in the field that I want to work in has helped me grow a lot. I've gotten to work with a lot of amazing professional musicians this year. Early in the year, I got to perform in a master class with Titus Underwood, who is the principal oboist of the Nashville Symphony, and he's also the first Black principal oboist in a major symphony orchestra. One of the things that, or the reason that CMPI was created is so that there will eventually be more diversity and more representation in professional orchestras, and they always stress how important it is for us to see that representation. So being able to work with Titus Underwood specifically was an amazing opportunity, and the piece I played for him, I played the Incantation and Dance by William Grant Still, who's an African-American composer, and being able to be coached on a piece by a Black composer, being able to be coached on a piece by a Black composer by a Black principal oboist was just something that I never thought that I'd be able to experience. And then I also had the opportunity to be coached by and have a lesson with William Welter, who's the principal oboist of the Chicago Symphony. And that was another just really great experience, because it's just kind of crazy getting to work with someone who's like just at the top of their game and at the top of their profession. And it's just helped me to see like how much work I need to put in order to get to where I want to be.
And I think one of the most important reasons for supporting CMPI is because CMPI knocks down the barriers that prevent kids having access by providing financial support, by providing monies to help buy a professional instrument, providing monies to allow the kids to participate in summer music programs and summer festivals. The monies pay for their lessons. There's so many barriers for children of color, for low-income families to have access to a quality music education. And these are kids who are talented, who have a voice, who have something to say, who can bring something to classical music that has been missing for far too long.
About CMPI, it is our mission to identify and develop gifted young musicians from underrepresented backgrounds to help jumpstart their careers in the classical music field. While the talent and dedication may exist, there can be many barriers to prevent a young player from success, be it financial need, knowledge gaps, lack of role models, or access to instruction. Whatever the barrier, CMPI works tirelessly to support, educate, and offer resources so that students can thrive. CMPI opens the door for young musicians to pursue their musical dreams. Your donations tonight will help ensure that each and every one of our students gets the opportunities to pursue and achieve their musical goals. So, what is so special about CMPI? You heard from Andre and his mom about some of the individualized and holistic supports provided to CMPI fellows. That's where it starts. We are not just lessons. We are not just prestigious summer camps. We are not just stipends to purchase a quality instrument. We are not just funding for youth ensembles, college applications, auditions, and trial lessons. CMPI is a true community. We link musicians to mentors and help them network with professionals in the field. We provide opportunities for students to attend professional classical performances. They learn about breathing techniques, practice strategies, and about studying piano scores. They participate in master classes and meet composers, conductors, and soloists. They learn how to interpret the likes of Beethoven, Mozart, William Grant Still, Villa-Lobos, and Jesse Montgomery. And along the way, we provide rigorous evaluation, monitoring, and goal setting that keeps our kids on the highway to success. But our support doesn't stop there. We ensure that every child's family has the knowledge and resources they need to support their child's musical development. We not only provide mentorship to our students, but also to their families. They learn from each other and from those who have walked this road before. We foster a musical community that ensures our students can and will thrive in the music world. Nothing inspires me more about the importance and impact of this work than this quote from one of our seniors. CMPI taught me that we should work hard for our dreams and that we should not feel hesitant to aim high. The core belief I learned is that if we do achieve our goals and dreams, it won't be because of luck this time, but drive and passion. Close quote. She now feels empowered to change the culture of classical music for a brighter, more colorful future. Tonight, we celebrate the musicians, families, and supporters that make up CMPI. We come together because you believe, like we do, that all students have the right to a high-quality music education. You know that the musicians on stage at the concert hall should reflect our communities. But to continue to make that vision a reality and ensure that cost is never a barrier to musical development, we need your support tonight. So now, the question is, will you help us reach our $25,000 goal? Gifts of all sizes truly make a difference. Just last year, one of our brass players was struggling because practicing at home meant disturbing her neighbors and potentially jeopardizing her family's housing. Because of a $250 gift to CMPI, we were able to purchase a system that allowed her to practice as much as she wanted without the audible sound. That gift was a game changer for that student, and that's what your gift can be too. Please join us right now by making a gift using the button at the top of your screen. Thank you.
yes, CMPI is a musical. It's not a musical group, but like they're here for musical support and like financial assistance through music. But like I've made many friendships and like met people that I know that we can talk about things other than music, and like those are really important. And one thing that I like specifically stands out is when like in last March, like at the beginning of the pandemic, when like everything was going on just like in the world, like social justice wise, like those were people that I could turn to, and like we had talks about it. And I thought that was really important, that yes, we are here for each other musically, but we're also here just for each other, just to like as humans living in the world and going through like a lot of the same struggles and going through the same things together. I thought that was really cool and important.
For me, you know, I'm tremendously proud of Olivia and all the progress that she's made over the last 2 years. But one of the things that really is great to see as a parent is all the other kids that are supported by CMPI. It's not just, for me as a parent, it's not just about Olivia. It's tremendous to see, you know, all these kids going to some of the top colleges and universities across the country, and to see their successes and see the progress over the couple of years, and to, you know, remember back like, oh yeah, I remember, you know, watching his recital or her recital and thinking, wow, that's, you know, they're gonna be good, and then we you know, you log on to Facebook or Instagram, and you know, they give an update of where all the seniors are going, and it's just great. It's wonderful to see. Thank you for supporting CMPI.
For me, my cello, the cello I had, it was a good cello. I really liked it, but at a certain point, you kind of outgrow the cello, and so certain colors that I want to get or certain dynamics ranges that I want to achieve, it gets really hard to do those things. And so with a newer cello, a better cello, you can make new colors and you can have a wider range of things that you can do, and you can try different techniques, and they're all easier because you have an instrument that's willing to work with you. And CMPI, well, they helped so much with that. The cello's paid off now, and that's only possible because of CMPI and all the funds that they were able to help us put towards the cello. CMPI really helped with applying to colleges because that application fee, some of the schools had like higher application fees than you would expect, and so CMPI really helped step in. All I had to do is send an email, hey, I have this college I really want to apply to, and it was like, okay, it's set up for you. You can submit the application, and it was really easy. Yeah, and researching colleges. They were really helpful with, getting everybody on track. And like the summer before we started applying to colleges, they were like, okay, we need a spreadsheet, we need to have research, you need to know what information you want to have, and all that kind of stuff. And so it was really helpful. So I applied to 8 schools in total, and I received $1.5 million in total from all of those schools. So it's really exciting. It's an exciting number to see once you add everything up on paper. It's just like, wow, this is, people want me at their schools. Oh man, it's a great confidence booster.
And this is just from being a prepared, excellent student and following your dreams and making sure that you meet deadlines and that you prepare. I mean, it was an awesome fairy tale in some lives, but this is her reality, and so I'm really proud of her. Thank you, CMPI, for all of your hard work and your dedication to students and their families and supporting students with opportunities, especially students of diverse ethnic backgrounds. And we just really appreciate all you all have done for Kaylee and our family. We consider you all part of our family, and we just are truly thankful for all that you all have done. Please, if you have not already done so, please plan to support CMPI in the future because they are a wonderful program and want to have all the help out there they can have so that they can make sure other students can be just as successful as Kaylee. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Joseph Conyers, the Assistant Principal Bass of the Philadelphia Orchestra and the Executive Director of the nonprofit organization Project 440. It gives me great pleasure to support the magnificent and important work of the Chicago Musical Pathways Initiative. Why is it important work? Because I too was in a similar program growing up in my hometown of Savannah, Georgia. While the opportunity of resources was not as extensive as CMPI, even in the small community of Savannah, it was recognized that while there may be a lack of resources for kids wanting to pursue classical music, there was certainly not a lack of talent. Had I not been afforded those opportunities, it's likely I would not be where I am today. Couple those experiences with a warm and nurturing environment of supporters, and the path, while still not easy, was made clear for students like me wanting to make music a part of their lives. You should support the Chicago Musical Pathways Initiative because you're not only supporting the future of classical music in Chicago, but the future of classical music everywhere. The sky is the limit with what these students can achieve, and with such formidable leadership and passionate teachers, I can't wait to read and hear about all of your students' successes. I always tell my students to bring their authentic selves to the concert hall without hesitation. If they grew up in a Baptist church like me, don't shy away from bringing that unabashed joy and expressive musical spirit to the stage. The whole of our diverse experiences makes classical music in general, better. Congratulations, CMPI, and I wish you continued success. Please enjoy the selection with my colleague Eric Wortham from a recorded excerpt graciously provided by the television series Articulate with Jim Cotter. This clip is from an episode of Articulate featuring yours truly that will air in just a few weeks on PBS. In it, I talk about how my growing up with gospel music from an early age introduced me to the songs that taught me to sing. What you'll hear next is an old Baptist favorite, a hymn I've known since my youth, I Must Tell Jesus. I hope you enjoy it.
With the help of CMPI, I was able to achieve all of my dreams and, go to such an amazing conservatory like Curtis. They provided me with all the resources that were available. I got a mentor and I got all of these amazing performance opportunities at so many amazing venues. And they really prepared me not only on, how to achieve my dreams, but they provided me with the foundation for the rest of my career. They taught me how to practice, how to advocate for myself, and how to not only be a great musician, but a great person. CMPI definitely helped me throughout my first year of Curtis because of three main things. The first thing that I definitely used a lot of was goal setting, of course. With all of the new music I learned this year, it was kind of daunting the amount of music I need to learn in such a short amount of time. I had weekly lessons, so my teacher would expect me to bring like 3 different etudes a week. And so it was a lot more music than I was used to preparing. So I used a lot of the goal setting techniques that CMPI taught me to prepare all of that music to the mastery that it needed to be for my lessons. The second thing that I definitely used a lot was performance practice. And although, we didn't do any in-person programming this year, I did a lot of performance practice in, just FaceTime with my friends and also with my new colleagues at Curtis. And, using that in order to prepare for my lessons, because I kind of treat my lessons like a performance for my teacher. And also for the recital, that was very helpful because by the time I got to recording, I only had to do a couple of takes to get the really good one. And the third thing that I definitely used this year, compared to my senior year and before that, I thought of whenever someone would critique my music and my playing, I would sometimes take it a little bit personally. And CMPI helped me flip that throughout my senior year. And that was definitely very helpful in my first year at Curtis because I got so much more out of my teacher's comments because I didn't take them personally. I was in the mindset that he was helping me, and he's the pro, he's the legend. So of course, anything that he says is helpful, and to take that to heart and put it into your playing without feeling, bad that you messed up or that it wasn't the best. In my opinion, music is obviously just so much more than just ink on the page. When musicians breathe their life into music, they bring in all of their previous experiences. And I think the mission of CMPI lifts the voices of underrepresented backgrounds. They bring in those very unique experiences of being from communities that aren't typically in orchestras. And I think ultimately when us CMPI alumni end up in professional orchestras, I think that unique background will greatly improve the quality, even better than orchestras are today.
Thank you so much for joining us for tonight's CMPI Juneteenth celebration. Your gifts help us provide vital access for talented musicians. This support keeps them from taking an exit ramp off the highway towards their career in music. In time, your donations will also lead to American orchestras that reflect the true diversity of the American people. I want to thank our student musicians for sharing their stories and their wonderful performances. I particularly want to thank Xavier Foley and Joseph Conyers for being with us tonight. And most of all, thank you for tuning in to be part of CMPI's musical community. Good night.